Bryan, thank you so much for joining us here today. And again, it's always a pleasure to speak with you.
Pleasure to be here, Daryl. Thank you. Great to see you again. Thanks.
Yeah, you bet. So we're here talking about your book here, All Roads Home, A Life on and Off the Ice. So I guess my first question to you is just, what inspired you to write this memoir?
Well, I was getting a lot of requests to write a book over the last 40 years, and I just didn't want to. It wasn't time. I didn't want to give away any strategies or secrets. I was a player, coach, and I just thought it was too much insight into my psyche or what I was thinking. I didn't want to give away any secrets, but where I am in life, I'm in my 60s and I'm out of hockey and kind of an open book now, no pun intended. But I think the wonderful thing is sharing the stories and the experiences and the joys of growing up with my buddies and the people that have helped me get to where I was in the NHL and all of those accomplishments. You're wonderful tribute to my mom and dad, I think, and my ancestry and both sides. And there's some wonderful stories about grandma and grandpa and the bouillon and growing up in our native culture and being around our little community of Val Marie. When I tell these stories and I go to the First Nations communities, they love these stories. And my daughter, who's a journalism major, she said, "Dad, you should write a book." And so getting prodded that way, and then meeting Stephen Brunt and talking with him and him jogging my mind, we're reminiscing and put an outline together, and darn if the little book didn't come together. And I'm pretty proud of it because there's just lots of reminiscing and wonderful stories and celebrations and opportunities to I think people will relate to, whether you're Canadian, whether you're a hockey fan, whether you're have a dream. And I hope it kind of influences in a positive way maybe some future student athletes that have a dream. It doesn't have to be in hockey. It can be in music, art, painting, whatever your talents are. And I think it's got some wonderful stories. So I really enjoyed it. I call it my labor of joy. In the end, there was frustrating moments, but when you plow through and you got a good team here at Penguin Random House. Joe Lee was a wonderful editor. They were patient and kind of showed me the way. And so here it is. Thank you, Daryl.
So I want to ask, Bryan, what will readers be, a little bit surprised to learn about you in this memoir?
God, I don't know. There's lots of little sides of myself. I think, the father, the grandfather, I think will be a wonderful surprise for them. My kids are just great. They've been my pure joy throughout my life from the time I became a father in 1978. Now I'm a grandfather, and I'm tickled every day by these kids, and I think they'll get to see that side of me. I think the music. I think I hope they enjoy that aspect. My dad was a wonderful musician, family band, and I think they'll get a little surprise out of that. And I think there's just some humorous stuff in there. I think they'll be able to enjoy, and the moments of obviously some of those accomplishments and how it hit me and the impact it had on my life, and a couple of twists and turns, a couple of little overcoming like a little bit of depression, that kind of stuff. I think they'll understand that. There's a lot of mental health awareness right now, and I think that with COVID and some of the concussion going on in the NHL, so I think there's a little more awareness there, and if that helps and that shows a little side of me, then hey, I think it's there's really no surprises, I think, when it comes to some of the stuff, but at the same time, it's my experiences, and I think hockey fans, and I hope a lot of the folks out there in the Indigenous communities get a real fun read.
We're running a bit short on time here, Bryan, but I do want to squeeze this last question in.
Okay.
What do you hope the book and the memoir adds to your already incredible legacy?
Well, I hope they have a fun read, first off. I think there's some wonderful stories in there, but I think there's also an opportunity, I think, to share, maybe influence in a positive way the next generation of athlete out there or Indigenous child who's got some great talent, and they say, I have a dream, and that dream is a powerful dream, and you pursue it with your whole heart, and you look for support. It's okay to have a buddy or have a dream and then achieve and make some healthy choices, and it'll support you get along the way, appreciate, look for opportunity. Hopefully it'll have that kind of effect in a nice way, and in the end, I think we're all hockey fans. Hockey's a big part of our fabric here in Canada. It's our gift to the world, so to speak. I'm really proud of it, and yeah, I think they see another side of Bryan, and you know, hopefully they'll enjoy the book a lot.
Well, I'm sure they will enjoy the book. Bryan, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you so much for joining us, and congratulations again on this memoir and the book, and best of luck to you the rest of the way with this.
My pleasure. Thank you, Daryl.